Hi, this is Caterina Caterino, and let's talk about how emotional and psychological pain affect your food choices, your eating behaviors, your weight, and your metabolism. Now, I know you've had your share of pains and aches and maybe even traumas in your life, and the more painful an experience, an emotion, a situation, the harder it is for us to metabolize it. And I'm using this word metabolize very intentionally because our ability to physically digest something mirrors also our ability to emotionally process an experience or an emotion. Now, we know more and more, we know that emotions, feelings, experiences, they don't just, when they're not really processed and digested, they don't just stay in our psyches. We now know that they stay stuck sometimes in our bodies. And we have beautiful modalities exploring this, such as somatic experience, even massage therapies, many other modalities exploring this. An extreme example of the consequences of a trapped emotion is post-traumatic stress disorder, which is an extreme reaction, an extreme physical reaction to trauma. Now, I can tell you that in my experience, I went through almost 20 years of eating disorders, 10 of which I was addicted to alcohol. And this happened for this amount of time, for this long, because of my inability to actually process and metabolize very painful emotions and traumas that I had experienced during my childhood. So what happened from here? First, I began to develop health symptoms. I had a very strong case of IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, where I was literally unable to properly digest my food. And this was a mirror to my inability to properly digest very painful emotions. Then I developed eating disorders and alcohol addictions, and these were a buffer to those emotions. So basically, I used food, I used alcohol to buffer, to put a plug to painful feelings so that I could stop feeling them. Now, the reason why I'm sharing my story with you, my story is not just my story, is many people's story, and you don't need an eating disorder, you don't need an alcohol addiction to be a human being with emotions, and sometimes very painful emotions, and who struggles to know what on earth am I going to do with them. And what I see also with my clients is that the only way to heal from a very challenging experience or emotion, the only way to break through is actually through them, is to feel them. And I wish I could tell you, you can just go do this or do this diet or just push this button and it will all go away. Or just, what are you thinking? Just stop doing that and just stop. And it's not that easy, and you probably know that. It doesn't work like that. The only way to break through and to heal from a very difficult emotion, past or present challenge, is through them. But I can also tell you that the only way emotions heal and transform is when you feel them. All feelings, all emotions transform when you feel them. And what most people say when they hear me saying, oh, you gotta go through it, you gotta feel it, is, do I then go back and just stay there ruminating over the same thing over and over and over? No. There's a very clear difference between us staying stuck in something and just going over and over, basically crying over spilled milk and ruminating over it, or feeling it. They are two different things. And actually what I see is that we only stay stuck and just going over and around in circles and stuck in a loop when we haven't actually felt the emotion or the experience we needed to feel. So this is my invitation and my challenge for you today. What is that one situation, that one feeling that no matter how tough it is, how painful it is, what is that one feeling, that one situation that you can start addressing right now? What can you do about it? And go do whatever you need to do about it. Just call a friend, journal about it tonight, go see a therapist, go see a counselor, because those situations, those emotions, those experiences, they don't just evaporate. They stay trapped. They will give you health symptoms. They will slow down your metabolism, making you gain weight. They will undermine your food choices and give you crazy eating, emotional eating behaviors that you don't understand. And more than that, they're going to undermine your overall life choices. But once you go through the experience, once you metabolize it, everything changes and you will be so grateful you did. You'll be stronger, you become wiser, you become more mature, you become more powerful and more self-empowered. So this is my challenge for you. Go do whatever you need to do this week to start processing that pain. And if you found this message inspiring, sign up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, my new YouTube channel below, and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching.